The combinations here, this is 3 flex picks. Maokai can be support.
Okay. A little bit of context. So I like day prior to this, we played with Caps in solo queue. He was laning against Nemesis pick and away, so it's pretty cool. I was hovering it and I was being AFK, and he asked me to swap, and we swapped positions, and he picks fucking away. He yoinked my champ. We lost. He didn't really perform that well, but I was interested to see actually somebody pick it instead of me. So yeah, Nemesis played that game phenomenally, but I digress. And he was practicing it obviously because they want to build it into comps, because Hwei in competitive is going to become a very, very standard pick from now on. You can mark my words on that. Rate the draft for Hwei. It's phenomenal. He's got deep synergy with Senna. They're both controlling completely. You have double tank, double engage setup, and just as long as you don't die as Hwei here, the game is yours. You control it. Enemies can't really burst your team. They also have like lower damage dealers. Nobody's like crazy burst or crazy shred. It's close to the dream comp, right? You're just gonna be raining hellfire on them. Orbital strikes all day long. Okay, so this is one interesting thing, and as I said, he can play for lane, right? Like, there's a lot of different things that I do that make it super greedy in terms of my playstyle. I will play a bit more scaling, like with the triple tonic. I will not be focusing on laning phase this much. Now, as we talk competitive, obviously, again, it really revolves a lot about the lane. Ahri is an interesting choice. This is, I think, primarily taken with the idea for lane, because if you play lane, your comet misses against Ahri W always. If she's doing the W or dashes, your comet always misses. But it also has, again, multiple layers to it. Secondly, ever since all the runes got horribly nerfed, Ahri was the big winner off of that, because the base damage matters a lot more than the scaling damage right now. And Ahri's like super consistent. And then there's a third layer of why this works. Ahri is super continuous. You can spam it in fights. It's shorter cooldown, which means you are playing this control, and you will have more than enough chances to actually proc it and re-proc it as you're controlling enemies. I expect to see a lot of QWs from him and EWs to control and poke. Well, if his team does everything right, probably won't need that many EWs, but he can still use it to funnel and control enemies. So yeah, this is going to give him, like, with the biscuits, it's going to get him free laning phase. And this is competitive, so he's running TP, I imagine, not Ghost. Because you need that force reset.
Strong scaling.
Yep, it is TP.
I think it complements a lot of champions on the side.
Notice how Caps is not using the skin, and people call the skin pay to win. I don't know if it's disabled. Is it disabled in competitive? Can someone confirm? Is broke? Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, we look at these early paths, we can see it's going to be Yike doing a full clear towards his bot side. A ward was dropped from the side of Giant X towards his Raptors, so they should spot him out there. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map,
oh my
the same
god,
information onto Peach. They know that he's doing a full top side. So
what a great trade. He walks up and outtrades an electrocute laner. Holy moly. He goes behind the wave with the W. His W is obviously going to provide like 100 extra damage on this trade if he gets all 3.
know that he's doing a full.
He did that, guarantees the passive proc. He just outright wins. He got level 2 before. There are 2 options with Ahri here. You either start W and you walk up every time and just outrade Caps, which he can kind of fight back with the Q, or you get Q and you shove faster than him and you get level 2 faster. Ahri is a lane bully. She's not supposed to get destroyed like this.
We had a lot of fun.
We got the first way. I didn't even bring up the cheat sheet again, you know, with the 10 different abilities.
Do you know all of the ability names?
Severing Bolt. Nice. Devastating Fire is the QQ.
Yeah, the QQ.
God, we're doing this again.
I don't know any of the names.
Nice.
And then...
I just realized I don't know any of the names.
That's fine, that's fine. As the game goes on, I'm sure they'll...
Yeah, he's just getting free S laning phase. Like, he's letting him push.
He has some crazy damage in the late game.
Yeah.
You have a lot of tools to get out of some sticky situations. The EQ combo, the fear that he
Bro, he lands a QEEE.
You, hit him with the
Jackie's is just horribly trading this.
WE,
He's gonna go QW.
so
Oh my god!
With the passive, you know, last time we cast Hwei, you spent the first 2 minutes
man.
showing us how much you know of this champion.
I mean, it's
a lot of our
the best way to utilize this champ in the early game is really taking advantage of that passive.
He's trying with the EW. If that EW was placed better, that could lead to a potential kill with the QW.
Jackie's Ari's wave clear early on is not that strong, but here comes Peach.
We talked about
He's baiting a little bit. You see his movement?
All you need to see is
A little bit late on the rail, though. They can't win this anymore. He was trying to bait, but a bit. Okay, that was just. That was criminal. So, he wasn't trying to bait. He just got blocked by a minion. Yeah, Yike trolled this. Like, came in late, like, he did the stun to nothing. Yeah, like, literally saved the mid. Caps was winning mid so hard, and this got... Oh, that's criminal. Criminal.
I feel like Caps was pretty safe, but then
Jackie's didn't even do anything. It's just...
Very disconnected from his mid laner, and Giant X are there to punish. Great job from Peach and Jackie.
That's so unfortunate.
Who was in a struggling 1v1 matchup, now gets himself double buffs.
Yep.
And he can now push out this wave and get a comfortable back.
Double buff, lane recovery, free fucking reset, gold advantage. He's got everything, man.
It's been few and far between. I think that's what makes Giant X such a fun team to watch, but also concerning if you're a fan at the moment. You never know who's going to step up. You never know who may be lacking. This team's got a lot of development to make do, and especially with some of the names, you know it can happen, especially with Patrick and Ignar in the bottom lane, especially with Odo. We've highlighted Peach. Jackie's just like that missing piece that could actually turn them into a 4th, 5th place team, maybe even higher, depending on how far they'll go. But at least opening up here in this series.
Look, jungle CS? I mean, Xin is gonna beat Rel in CS, but Rel's supposed to be more team fight, gank oriented.
Remember, Hwei does not have mobility. That dude is stuck where he stands unless he puts a puddle down and starts running on it, and some reason that gives him movement speed.
Okay, this is why we have to run teleport in competitive. This would have locked Caps out of the game, essentially, if he wasn't running TP. That one mistake from Yike. The only way for G2 to lose this game is if Peach gets so damn fed on Xin.
Sometimes their objective setup isn't the strongest, and sometimes they take...
Yeah, so far I like the choices with abilities on Hwei. Because the most Hweis when I see right now, it's still like way too early, and even I mess up abilities a lot, but mostly when I'm watching people, I feel like they're misusing or like using wrong abilities.
Punish them, but we'll see what they've been able to work on with this week to prepare.
Go still good sub 2 for TP. Oh, it's phenomenal in solo queue.
Getting some nice trades coming out.
It's just in competitive is kind of mandatory.
With the red buff, the level advantage as well.
Trading with the shield nicely. He does have a, like mana because he came back and the cookies.
Caps now hitting level 6 and Jackie's already.
Also, note that he started Alternator. He instantly ran Alternator. Alternator has super powerful synergy with Hwei because it does you a little bit of damage on the chunk, adds on top of the initial damage, which forces enemies to become lower, and the lower they are, they take more damage from your QW, and essentially with your QW execution as well. So Alternator is one of the best items you can get. He's just betting that he's going to manage mana correctly. Also, that means he's either going to be doing like some either late tier setup, or he's going to be going Ludens.
Looking for a bit of a row. More information.
And Ludens does make sense with Aerie. It could be alright. Especially because he has plenty of setup. And it is competitive, you don't need that like malignant full spam. Because your team is not going to fight randomly when you don't have ult. You can communicate.
No big discrepancy, no big lead down there. And you can say the same about any lane except for mid due to that kill.
Hey, Cuddle. Thanks, man. Not at the moment. We don't need an editor. But I appreciate it. Pause. Okay, early Infernal. Can lose. No need to flip lose game here. Hyperbole! Happy anniversary, yo! Thank you so much for 2 years. Really appreciate it. Mickey's just fucking around with him. They cannot contest this.
Overall, a fair trade. Grub secured by G2. First Dragon secured by Giant X.
Solid farm in mid so far. It's bold to not go Lost Chapter early on Hwei. Because you'll lose a lot of mana and control. You're dependent on W3 spam all the time.
Even Nas with his poke mitigated as well.
Zoning Hwei.
Broken Blade could be a thorn in the side. It's a big if though, as he starts hitting onto Odoamne. His laning phase this split hasn't been so great.
Well, I mean, that's the big debate. I was having that debate earlier. But I mean, I think that Broken Blade has definitely had some high highs, especially when I think back last week to their series versus Giant.
I like that. Okay, so here, the lane dynamic here is, and Caps is abusing this very well. Because the lane dynamic is, Hwei can hit through the wave reasonably well, because he initiates with EE, and then he's going to land guaranteed QW after, with the W3 and passive proc, and so much damage. While Jackie's can only land Q and a little bit of W, but to do W, you're still going to get grabbed. Jackie's could go all in, go for the E, E and charm, but Caps is just betting that he's not gonna do it, and he keeps overforcing and just bullying him out of lane. So this is pretty good. He's using E also to zone him.
He's definitely had some high highs, especially when I think back last week to their...
Yeah, alternating rush is crazy. It's very aggressive. I respect it.
Really significant
Especially after that like early laning phase, you would think he would opt in for consistency instead of this rush, but he's like, okay.
It's one of those things where it's always hard.
But I think it's kind of cool.
Because there's all the synergy teams.
I mean, it's not like there's gonna be team fights right now. But the whole idea of this comp is like, if Hwei has damage, they win. If he doesn't, they don't win.
Their like identity, figuring out how they want to play, and then it's these best of threes, these playoffs where we really get to see teams shine. And I think that like players like Nuke, for example, really stand out because of that consistency that they've shown throughout the split. And I'm curious as to what we're going to see this time.
Oh, okay.
Me too. Mickey jumps on in for it.
Tough. Yeah, that ult is just very, very rough. Ideally, you wait with that because you have so much setup in your comp. Okay, forces flash.
Sir, leave immediately.
Yep, that's that limited playstyle with lack of mana. Everything has to click, everything has to land.
The wall, Jackie picks up another kill. Big mistake by G2.
Giant X really
on support, alternator rush is crazy good.
Jungle duo that they have. Ignar there to offer support as well.
That Q is gonna cost him. He's gonna lose so much control on this wave.
No.
Interrupted Ignar.
Walk this way out, but I mean, Jackie's is just gonna be all over the map at this point.
2-0.
Oh! Alright, he got info. They told him from bot lane. Start moving earlier.
You just look at this comp, you're like, yeah, a lot of utility, a lot of front to back. Like, there's a really strong front line.
Good control of the mana.
They're nothing really but paper to his Xin Zhao. That man does not care. He is so strong in these early skirmishes.
Honestly, luckily Ari's picking up the kills.
Which means that he
if Xin and Ezreal get fed here, like this can be rough for G2.
Giant X taking full advantage of that. Off to a great start.
I don't think Ari has much impact except like supportive in this type of game, unless she's like 10-0. Ignar? Hello? Oh my god, that's the worst thing he could have done. Why is he... What? So Yuumi stays so long in mid. Instead of Rayquaza going bot, he's walking down bot. Yike plays this really well.
Whatever's the G2's bottom lane now, Ignar's been found out without a person. That cat needs a friend, but won't find one. Caps picks up the kill. Ignar caught in rotation.
Kill on Hwei? That's just so bad for them.
There's 2 minutes till that comes up, so it's not going to lead to anything yet. But for G2,
unreal.
Pick like that felt like a free cigar.
Yeah, I mean, Ignar making a small mistake of his own, wandering through the river.
This is a big mistake.
That's rough. I mean, a good pick out.
You don't see Ezreal in the Western leagues? I think here, if Ezreal's fed, he can break their comp with Yuumi. It's all about the team and synergy. And the synergies here are Yuumi and Ezreal, Yuumi and Xin. One of those hyper carries gets fed, and they can break the tanks before tanks get a chance to fire back.
It's a good thing for G2.
But if your tanks, if your Xin can't engage without getting instantly like stunned and obliterated, then it's like your comp falls apart. Or if Ezreal doesn't do enough damage, you can't break through the tanks.
Everyone now. See the Yomu's Ghostblade also picked up for Hans.
He's got already Ludens, like
on the top side.
He got salvaged completely.
Quite yet completed, but Broken Blade having a
Caps is back.
phase.
I don't know what is this like though. Yuumi Ezreal kind of pair up.
Can be.
Like Ezreal is the character that can survive lane very often 1v2 and hold his own, but Yumi's not a roamer. She's like the anti-roamer. She wants to be near the AD carry at all times, which kind of wastes that support potential because, well, your support is glued to your AD carry. So I mean, she can kind of latch onto the jungler and probably play with that, but
for the time being, it's just kind of forced to.
That prompted that Ignar mistake, because he's roaming a lot, because Ezreal's self-sufficient, but very roaming too. As a cat with no flash, you die. He's a stray cat.
Oh, Yike, here he comes. It sets up for Yike to come through now. No Yasuo, oh, we just established that. The flash away for
okay, good flash.
There's a center ulti up as well.
Odo is playing this really well.
Very well done.
Good defense.
Another turret shot, and Odo brushed that off the shoulder.
What the hell?
Bit of danger here.
Ulti dodged away from.
Yeah, that ult is just. Ult has to be like followed after he.
All the deception comes through, and he dodges away from
okay.
once again. Mid gets
nice try.
Severing Bolt also.
Spicy mid lane, man. Spicy fights. Such a good EW.
But the angle's not right.
Such a good EW. Like, not flashing that? Crazy. Crazy to not flash it in competitive.
Looking for the 1 HP grub. No one touches it. G2 gets 6 at the cost of Yikes Light.
All right, a lot of skirmishing going on around.
Cap's pulling big advantage there.
Happen in the top lane, Odoamne navigates his way through that one and gets away with his life. Meanwhile, Giantx cross map.
Also, Ahri is misplaying this a lot. Like, she's getting manhandled by Hwei. Like,
back and forth, a very close exchange.
especially when I hit.
Result in either one going down.
Like, she had chances there to turn on him. She just didn't do it properly. The fact that you can't leverage 3 dashes plus flash against the one threatening ult, it's kind of rough.
So he's going to close that goal gap that was starting to build in favor of Broken Blade towards the top side.
The game hasn't been established here in this early game. There's been back and forth. There's, again, as you were saying, that objective topside taken, couple of dragons for GX. We haven't had that definitive fight. We haven't had someone run away with it yet. We've got mid laners who are what you would say quite strong.
How do more likely land R? Only after E? After E is pretty much guaranteed. Enemies have like way shorter time span to act. After EQ is guaranteed, but EQ is very difficult to land. The most reliable one is go for your teammates, really. Or like blind at like out of vision. So those are the reliable ones. And he's in luck here. He's got a bunch of teammates that can set him up. So the ult could be devastating.
The soul, which is the ocean one, right? A very nice soul to have.
But yeah, if Hwei picks up like 1 or 2 more kills, this game is gonna go boom very rapidly. Because then they're just gonna like on groups, they're just gonna start devastating. Ignar?
You're joking, not again. In the meantime, Ignar is caught.
This feels like solo queue and abusing like one. Ah, they try to donate it to Hwei. Oh, there it is. That's just he's just solo losing the game. Like people are accusing like Odin and the other guy for win trading. This right here, Ignar, what are you doing? Like I think they just saw him missing on the map and they were like, get him, go in the jungle deep.
Another kill.
Blue buff and a kill on Hwei.
Yeah, he thought that he would take the safer route this time through his jungle, but his jungle wasn't even safe. He gets caught out once for another kill.
Rotating in the weak side randomly with no flash again.
I mean, he's going to be pretty happy about that, considering how favorably the laning went for Jackies.
Yep.
Cap's picking himself up 2 kills. The goal difference, 123 between the 2 mid laners.
That lane didn't go favorably for Jackies. He got rescued. Accidentally rescued. And then the laning phase still didn't go his way with the advantage.
But definitely an advantage nonetheless.
Yeah.
Ahri is supposed to be threatening a kill or setting up and playing aggressive with the jungler here. If Hwei gets out of the laning phase in an equal manner like he is right now, that's winning for Hwei. No, the Ligma, I explained this. The Malignant's superiority is basically in lowering the ult cooldown and making your ult more devastating. These are both things that are less necessary in competitive. In competitive, more emphasis is on that initial fight, because initial fight is gonna completely like win or lose. Because in what happens in competitive is like you make like 4 flashes on 1 target, you obliterate it. If you don't, it's a messed up fight. If you do, you're 5v4 and you go bare. That's how competitive works. In solo queue, your teammates will not wait for your ult cooldown. They will fight randomly. So having shorter cooldown has superb value in terms of game consistency. And your ult being more devastating with that also like turns the tides of a lot of fights, which is just again like what you kind of want. That's why Malignance, in my opinion, tends to outvalue, even if not outright in terms of like nuke damage. It probably does in terms of consistency, because consistency in solo queue is key.
Topside by Odo.
Here, there's gonna communicate. I don't have ult. They're not gonna engage. They're gonna fight. In solo queue, your ult is like 6 seconds. Your team's gonna lose the game on that shit. They don't care.
1702 is the next dragon coming up. Ocean Soul this time as well.
Well, I'm impressed that you're keeping track of all those dragons.
I remember.
Yeah, you just remember. It's impressive, the calculations that you made.
Isn't it just? Peach comes in for a partial engage. Doesn't connect though.
Okay, whatever blue team does, they should just not fight without Hwei, and they should look to 5v5 dragons with Hwei. As soon as they're there, they can play. They can play a Maokai ult, and they're insane. Okay, what does Hwei buy now? Let's see. Another alternator. Boots completed. Alternator, let's go. That's the synergy. That's the initial impact nuke. That's what you want to do.
He knows exactly what to do, and that'll open up mid. Going the right.
And the alternator rush is also very good because it's got like different ideas with it. You can go Shadow Flame if you fall into good money, or you have a cheaper option.
He drifts once. Oh my god. The second drift. Oh. Wait, but that
you have cheaper option, which is Horizon, and that's just utility and extra damage as well.
You gotta respect a man who's willing to take that challenge.
Okay, here's the dragon fight. This is gonna be big. I expect G2 to contest this.
As well. Now it's G2 that have to claw back that control, but there's a lot of
look at the control here. Look at that. QW lands. Okay, EQ Fear. Has to flash. I think he baited a good fight. Where's the ult though? Did Hwei not ult or what? Oh, there it is. He waited for a guaranteed combo. Yep. Yeah, as soon as they didn't blow him up immediately. Caps is playing on the razor's edge right here to get the extra poke. And here, because he primed up the knock-up, and nobody was there to follow up the knock-up. Jackie's wasn't in time to charm off the knock-up. As soon as he gets the Fear Flash, it's over. Like, blue team won this. Like, straight up. They straight up won this because they failed to blow him up. And at this point, he's gonna do so much and he's untouchable. And he's got a bunch of setup CC. So they're communicating, they're waiting, like, I'm assuming Yike is shouting, like, I'm gonna pull him, he pulls them, and then you get the ult guarantee. That's the synergy. Yasuo and
just got exploded. Broken Blade back here again.
And look at what Caps is doing, just spamming QW, which are pretty much guaranteed, because they're out of their screen.
G2, they're able to turn this fight.
Yeah, and Broken Blade is really good. He's always consistently good.
Very promising, but the moment that Yike re-engage came through, G2 is able to clean up the fight. Now you're going to start to see the scaling threats that is this G2 composition. TP coming in from Giant X.
Patrick trying to steal. It is secured though, hard against the
okay.
Like Hex flashes out over the wall.
Good play.
And Patrick gets rooted up on the back end. Dragon goes over, fight goes over, Gold League goes
over. Massive fight.
Again, as you mentioned, it's that G2 re-engage that changed the play.
So Broken Blade is sitting bot lane. Giant X say, you know what, we can actually force a fight here.
Yeah, I don't understand, again, Jackie. Why is Jackie so far away? He's got ult, he doesn't have flash.
Goes over, Gold League goes over. And watch again, as you mentioned, it's that G2 re.
Like, usually you're gonna see this kind of pattern in their team fight. You're gonna have Peach going in with Yuumi on the top of the head, but like Ahri needs to be for the pickoff. If pickoff fails, their fight falls apart.
So Broken Blade is...
See how Ahri's like so deep in? It's really... I don't think this ward even spots Ahri here. I think there's just Caps landing a blind one. Or somewhat blind. He probably got a glimpse earlier. So he lands the blind, and Jackie's like falls so far behind, and the Ahri kind of tells him where he is.
You know what? We can actually force a fight here. Nice engage onto Caps.
And if Ahri can't chain that in, it's over.
Maokai ultimate creates so much space for G2 to reset. Now Hansam is safely on the back line.
Oh, there was a sapling? Oh yeah. That's how we landed the QW. Yeah, my bad.
Along with the ultimate from the Yasuo as well, just sets up for an incredible wombo combo that swings the fight heavily in the favor of G2. Giant X are forced to run away, and Broken Blade picks himself up another kill.
That's Dragon also extends the game.
The scaling element. Senna is only going to continue to ramp up. You can see on her champion portrait, her the small icon, that small number indicates the number of souls that she has. Relatively low for the time being.
It's actually quite low, yeah.
But that's going to continue to ramp up. Caps in the mid lane also going to get stronger. Hwei scales incredibly well. He's going to do a huge amount of damage.
I like how they're... Like, this is only competitive things, I swear. Like, this is in solo queue, like, you would get Doe dead as Hwei, and you'd get flamed. But because this is competitive, you have Mickey hovering and shadowing Caps, booting enemy jungler out of there, and allowing him to farm in this lane. Because this is one of the weakest points that Hwei can be in, right? You're playing on the weak side, you have to extend to get farm against Ahri, and you have no flash. So if you can survive this area up until the next team fight with the flash up, like, they just win the game. And they're covering very well, so you can absorb CS. It's a minor thing, and it's like a given for pro players, but like when you see it here, it's like day and night between solo queue and competitive. Because solo queue, like, support would never do that. Almost never, because the reward of that is near invisible, right? Hey, Nixa, buddy. Welcome back. Thanks half a year, buddy. Let's go.
I'm trying to remember, but it's the DRX skins. It's the DRX skins. So you have mini alpacas in the Maokai. I forget who the skin is for.
I can't help you, but I can't even remember my own name most mornings, bad.
Yeah, so. Those are small alpacas.
Boom.
Ah!
It was indeed PO6. We almost died. You guys didn't hear that at home, but look. At the very
beautiful control. Again, Mickey shadowing Caps, covering the weakness. They're looking for a dive. Good fear. Lands the ult off and movement speed to back out. Pure control. And now they have potential to re-engage. They don't have to kill anyone here as long as they chase them.
are on the chase. And they've got the help to do it. Nature's
He misses one. He's gonna land. Oh, he goes EW.
Has Igna, but Mickey's the one who can take up the damage.
Yeah, they're getting tier 2 in the bot, so they just have to not die here.
Heals up as well.
They're misplaying this a little bit, but doesn't really matter.
But G2 are looking again.
The dance continues back and forth. Broken Blade continues to push on bot lane. Mickey,
They're trying to waste their time without dying. Oh my god, Mickey. Mickey, he lives. Rel a bit too early. Broken Blade couldn't ult. And they still win. Chase. Boom. You gotta love the chase. You gotta love the chase. So good. Mickey was just like, I don't know, he's smurfing here.
They find another fight in their favor.
He's playing such good control. Plays just far enough to extend the fight for so long, to guarantee it, but doesn't even die, and jukes the Ezreal Q. Incredible. Incredible play.
Like this one in particular, I'm like
they kind of misplayed this. This chase should have gone way better there, They kind of fucked up the Maokai ult. They couldn't chain in. They didn't have like clean CC and synergy. They had to pull back. The TP's ready to come in, and then Mickey just pulls off this fucking turnaround, goes there, jukes it, boom.
And look at the positioning of Caps and Hansama, fully utilizing their range to stay well out of harm's way. And I mean,
that damage so good.
Caps got that kill on the Peach. The QW just has such a long range; it's so difficult to escape from it. And at this
we got Horizon. We got Horizon on Hwei.
In the thick of things with that front line that's engaging, it's Broken Blades. You have multiple sources of threat that Giant X have to navigate.
Awesome. Shadow Flame would be better in terms of damage, but Horizon is more utility. It really depends on how much gold you have. I'm assuming it was pressed on with gold to buy this specifically because, well, you want to fight Dragon. Yeah, and this is where the comp breaks apart. If Xin with Yuumi cannot beat Bortle and just melts, like the fight's over. Like you have no Vincons. There are no Vincons here for GX.
Now you're stuck in a 5 versus 4.
Look at that. And like, now Cap's gonna chain in, boom. And one more of those and you're completely out of the fight, and you can't ever fight.
I mean, not a lot is the truth.
Oh, they can chase! They can chase! The positioning is very conditional right here. The positioning is conditional in a way where if you're just slightly overextended, they can abort the dragon and spam VQ, the WQ, and then just spam QW then. And like, energy's gonna land a lot.
On the mid lane.
God,
one more. Look at that. WQ, ult, QW. And then if you juke backwards, you can, but you walk into the team.
Oh, Patrick's dead now as well. It's gone from okay to bad to worse.
And now he calls, the call is Baron instead of Dragon.
Now is looking more dominating than the last.
So cool. What is Cap doing? Oh! He's gotta do EE. What? Wait, why didn't... Wait, could Ignar not jump? Could Ignar not jump on a teammate? I thought Caps had to do EE to interrupt and then he can go for execute.
A frustrating game for Giant X.
What? What? I thought Yuumi was just gonna jump and it's fine.
I did not expect that. He's got Horizon focus. That's probably something to do with it.
We talk about the Yasuo score.
Damn.
6-0-5 for Caps. He's been involved in 11 of the team's 12 kills.
He's laughing. Some of the funniest moments are like in a pro play when you can actually take a moment to just like laugh and enjoy the game like that.
I don't think any of us really expect
not stressing for like a few seconds.
It is of course only a level 10 UB.
Look at the damage though.
But still, that damage.
There it is. For the whole game, that damage has been ridiculous. I mean, this is what we know about Hwei. Scaling mage, you don't have mobility, so naturally in the game...
He's going Shadow Flame next, or Decap.
Well, gonna have a lot of damage, and when you land hard. I mean, the biggest thing as well, people don't remember, or at least maybe don't know, severing bolts and execute as well.
Oh, it is.
That's
a
why
great
it does
point.
so
What?
So,
Caster's clueless.
Maybe not Hexflash
Ooh. Yak is breaking the comp a little bit.
It's not amazing.
Dying early like this messes everything up.
3-2 and 2. Okay, it's a good
because they're still split pushing.
Remembering that Baron is not available, G2 took it before, so that objective not being on the board means that maybe G2 is safe with that small mistake.
Yeah, they just have to regroup with Vake and they can zone together.
Well, indeed.
Giant X, but the problem is G2 have a wave topside. They're immediately going to move to it, unlock this tower. The Giant X would love to try and force something, knowing that they have a numbers advantage.
Whoa! Why did he do EE?
Try and force something.
This is a fear, 100%. You do QE, EQ. You zone Ari, she can never follow up through your QE because she has to double dash, and you just fear Peach back.
I'd be scared though. Peach, as he runs in, I would still be scared.
It's isolated from his team.
It's a Yasuo, he's going to sit in the bubble.
He misses the QW.
Mickey now out of position.
Misses the ult. Where's the EW? Like, he needs to... There it is. Okay, EW should have came earlier because you can hold a choke and then, like, ult after, but okay. Still lands the QW.
It's G2 things, but it's happening in the mid game.
Oh, look at the synergy. Look at this. Look at that synergy. And now you got the potential chase, and they have to fight you. Otherwise, they know they get chased forever. So they give you another chance to kill him.
What is this? Yes,
Yike. Misses it. Nice, good play by Yike. He baited.
He gets out with an arcade jib.
QW.
Who's up next?
Oh, that's insane. It's so easy, man. You just have to stay alive. You just have to stay alive at this point. If Caps is alive, the fight is just not winnable.
It's all alt, won't find Caps. Okay, so... I mean, that was a big int from G2. I think Giant X did exactly what they needed to do. They found that initial pick onto Yike. They know they have a numbers advantage, so they keep trying to force this fight with their numbers.
He even messed up, like, since the very beginning, this fight. But as long as you stay alive and don't mess up heavily, you're good.
But the Yuumi keeps him alive. Then Mickey gets caught out, and you're like, right, now G2 have really overcommitted to this play. This is a big opportunity for Giant X. They continue the chase.
Damn.
I don't think it's unreasonable for Jackie to think I can get more here. He just was not expecting that kind of damage. So then Giant X have said, okay, fine, we'll disengage. Patrick said, hang on, they've overstepped, we'll re-engage.
Yeah, it's super unreliable.
We can fight this. But the range from G2 is so obnoxious that they buy enough time for Yike to show up. Yike's like, okay, we can get the kill. Then Odoamne says, no, 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 we'll create a numbers advantage again.
That damage is crazy, though.
But no, Patrick's 2 whole health. He's forced to run away. G2 get themselves another kill. And I don't know who won that fight in the end.
We did.
Oh, there's a decap instantly. Oh my god. Massive spike. Okay, so he's gonna go to Dragon. They have to get it. Red team, I don't know if they can contest. They're gonna look to like split them up and get a pick. I'm not seeing this.
You know, it wasn't a center fasting lane at all. Center 80 carry lane.
Yeah, Caps has the TP. There it is.
Comes through. This is Hwei. Caps is joining in the front.
Okay, will we see Mickey X ult?
Giant X are trying to walk into River. We're gonna see how this
almost.
One goes,
if Hans lands one of those roots, it's devastating. Hwei zone, QE, he's gonna do EW now. QE into EW, I think he landed it. Or he dropped it.
They kind of need Odo to be a part of it as well, especially in Mega Gnar.
Yeah, they can just hold this until they find a pick.
Odo can bring the game back, but it's a big if right now as Dragon spawns staring in front of them.
Oh, there's the root. There's the root. Now QW? No? Caps? Caps is doing his own thing. And there it is. There's the engage. And now Caps can zone everybody. No? What is Caps doing? He trolled this fight. He didn't buy a stopwatch, but... Yeah, he trolled. This fight could have been so fucking insane. Okay, so as soon as this happens, you don't play Hwei. I mean, you play Hwei, but this is where we play Vel'Koz. You're zoning. Your job is not to execute in the right, because the right is over. Your job is to zone the left and completely split them apart. So at this point, you just throw everything. The idea here on the left is to just drop EW or EQ or even EE if you can reach, but that's too greedy, right? And then you just drop ult and you QE and zone. And then you win the game. But Jackie's finds an engage on him, which is sad. But again, he builds Zhonya's and they get 2 for 0, right? 2 for 0 Dragon. Don't think they can chase this.
Look at the hate. Definitely feels like
okay, Baron textbook.
And also flexibility in the draft. So
wait, they're not recall? Oh my god, what a predict. Okay.
Flexibility in the draft. So many
massive. It is a slow projectile, but massive. Massive play. Glad I saw that one. I'm so happy seeing Hwei. Dude, People are finally gonna realize how potent this character is. People still think it's like 40% useless, but damn. Look at that, into EE, into passive. Brilliant. Roots. He's out of mana now. Yeah, Vayne Pro is like what we needed. Look at that. This is what's needed to unlock the public perception on Hwei and actually correct it. What is Broken Blade doing? They're actually correcting the perception. And now we're gonna see way more Hwei. There's gonna be more banned, there's gonna get more picked up. And they've done a very, very good comp with it. So they also set up a blueprint for potential future teams to actually pick up similar comps with power flex picks. And yeah, you can do quite a lot of good stuff with this. But is he gonna pick Vel'Koz? If he's got Hwei, it's not necessary to pick Vel'Koz ever. Like, Hwei is just better right now. Like, people don't believe me when I say that. Hwei is better than Vel'Koz currently. He's just a more consistent, better pick.